What's up, YouTube? It's your boy John from Project Ellsworth, and I am back with you today to show you guys another section of my collection. Let's get it. Alright, so this week we are focusing on row 1, section 11, which is this guy right here. I'll get these things pulled and let's see what we got. My DVD and Blu-ray collection has actually been growing pretty significantly over the last couple of weeks, so I did a shift. I had to rearrange, not so much rearrange as much as make room on my shelf, which basically meant I had to shift everything that I had over a little bit just to make room on every individual section, and that's already starting to fill up. But with that, a lot of the movies that were in the beginning of this section I talked about last week, which was the entire Conjuring universe. So we're going to take it from there and move forward. There's going to be fewer this week than there normally are, but next week we should be back to the same amount again. All right, first up is a movie called The Cook. I remember trying to watch this movie and I did not enjoy this at all. I don't even remember that I made it all the way through this movie. I'm pretty sure that I turned this thing off. Let me see. Sorority Babes, The Other White Meat. Yeah, this is just, it's, let's see. He's the cook, they're the dinner. It was just pretty silly. Let me see. It's a long holiday weekend at the Lambda Epsilon Zeta sorority house. Lambda Epsilon Zeta sorority house. And a handful of girls stay behind to indulge in 3 days of partying, sex games, and strangely delicious meals prepared by the weird new chef. As the sisters begin to disappear one by one, the remaining co-eds, the slut, the stoner, the Bieber beater, the Bible beater, the dumb hot blonde, the predatory lesbian, the tease, the dominatrix, and the good girl will find themselves trapped in a nightmare of graphic slaughter and voluntary cannibalism and heaping helpings of gourmet nudity. This movie looks really, really bad. I really don't think I made it through this. I don't remember it hardly at all. The only impression that this movie made on me is that it ain't no good. Don't bother paying attention, any of your attention to The Cook. All right, next up is Jeffrey Fahey's Corpses. I think I bought this, of all places, at ShopRite a couple years ago when they actually had DVDs in there. They've got some time to kill. Small towns can hide big secrets. Fred, the local mortician, is hiding the biggest of them of all. Through pure luck, he has discovered a serum that when injected into... I can't read this morning. I just got up, folks. I'm sorry. Bear with me. He discovered a serum that when injected into a corpse can revive it for 1 hour at a time. Realizing the possibilities of his new discovery, Fred plans to resurrect an army of the living dead to do his evil bidding, including murder. So, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but kind of cool. Kind of Reanimator-esque, I guess. Looks pretty cheesy. Looks extremely low budget. I've obviously never watched it, and chances are I never will, but you never know. Next up is The Craft. This is something that I don't know that I've ever even seen The Craft all the way through, to be totally honest with you. I know I've seen some of it. People go crazy over this movie. I was just watching somebody yesterday talking about how good The Craft was. One of these days I'm going to get this. I'm going to sit down and take this. It's star-studded cast. I mean, Neve Campbell, Fairuza Balk, people that we all know from the horror world. Who was that? Robin Tunney and Rachel True. I'm sure that this has to do with witchcraft, but I've never watched it. I'm probably one of the few. Next up is Crawl on Blu-ray. This movie was great. I did a review of this movie a couple months ago. Storm in Florida. The town gets flooded, and this girl's father's house winds up with giant alligators underneath of it. It's pretty cool. So if you haven't seen this movie, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I saw that in the movie theater with my son too. Next up is George Romero's The Crazies. This movie's fantastic as well. It's just as good as every other George Romero movie you ever seen out there. Well, that's not true. It's not as good as some of the older ones, but it's pretty damn good. Really great movie. Not a zombie movie per se, but it kind of feels like it at times. Full of genuine scares, will scare the crap out of you. It's a whole lot of reading on the back of this one that I don't want to do, but take my word for it. Watch the Crazies. It's really, really good. Next up is Creepshow on Blu-ray. I just got the Scream Factory Creepshow for my birthday 2 days ago. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, horror anthology movie ever created. Absolutely love Creepshow. Next up, we have Creepshow 2. Also a really, really good horror anthology, just not as good as the first one. I don't have this one on Blu-ray. I know that there's a really nice Arrow Video Blu-ray release of this out there, and I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. I don't know that I have any Arrow Video DVDs, or Blu-rays, I should say. Next up is Creepshow 3. Bought this. I believe it made it as far as getting into my DVD player, but I don't think I made it all the way through this movie. And everything that I have been told since that time is that I really shouldn't even bother. I'm sure I will, though. It's called Creepshow. I'm sure I'll give it the time to sit down and watch it. Next up is Critters. This is the first Critters movie. From what I understand, there are now several Critters movies, but I have not seen any of them. Other than this one. I think that I did see this one years and years ago. I don't remember it. What year was this thing made? See if I can find it on here real quick. I do not see it. I just know that it's old. But this is another one. I'm pretty sure I found this like dirt cheap on the shelf of some place that it shouldn't have been. Like a grocery store or something silly like that. Everybody says that this movie's really good. One of these days I'm gonna watch it. This one I just recently picked up at Walmart for $5 is Critters Attack. And this one I did not hear such good things about. I actually got a response to one of my haul videos when I bought this that this movie was not any good. But I'm sure eventually I'll watch this one too. If I start watching the Critters movies, I'm sure I'll watch all of them. I'm sort of a completist when it comes to stuff like that, which kind of surprises me that I haven't watched Creepshow 3 yet. So that's it today. Quick video. Like I said, I had to shift all of my DVDs to fit the newer DVDs that I got, which means, you know, I had to slide everything over to make room for at least one more DVD on every single shelf that's there. And in doing so, I pushed the Conjuring series, from Section 10 into Section 11, which is why Section 11, this video is so much shorter. Next week I'll be back for Section 12, and it will be back to the typical amount of DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm going to get out of here. If you like this video, sorry, I feel kind of beat today. I don't have a whole lot of energy right now. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you've been enjoying my content up to this point, please do me a huge personal favor. Click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching. Later, folks.